I mean, it just depends on what you really want to do.
Welcome to Nailed It.
Ah, dang it.
I saw the lines.
Yeah,
Nice
David
try.
looked at me and gave me the okay nod, and I just decided to hit the button. We've been doing that a lot recently. Our malevolence have come to a possible resonance, which is scary.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been gone too long. You guys are getting along.
Yeah,
Michael's back.
I am.
welcome back, Michael. How have you been?
Fantastic.
That's great. Nate, how's your day going?
That's just how I want it to go. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Long time no see.
Yeah,
Enough about Nate.
it's been a couple
Let's
days.
talk about Xavier for a little bit.
No, I'm
Xavier,
not
what's
here.
going on in your life?
Absolutely nothing.
All right. Michael, the floor is all yours.
Raw.
I don't
Looking at
want the
Star.
floor.
The floor, everybody is focused on you.
I don't feel like
You are the
anything happened while I was gone.
Center of the attention.
Right?
No,
Everybody wants
I mean,
to
like I
hear
said, the only
your
thing-
words.
The only thing
And
that really...
everybody
yeah, see,
wants to.
Yeah.
See, we're on camera, so I can't hit him.
That's not true at all. It just means we won't show the footage.
My Dave tolerance is like down here,
Yeah.
and it used to be pretty good. Like I used to be able to handle it for at least the first episode.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Now we're what, like
Not even...
a
not,
minute and a half almost,
Yeah.
and I want to hit him.
Yeah.
So
This is my... This is how...
could be an interesting.
I'm
Couple
blushing
hours.
because he just said he wanted to hit on me.
Don't
I
think
mean,
that's what he said.
either way you
Pretty
want to
sure.
take it,
Pretty sure.
the results
he
are going to
said-
be the same.
So yeah, like I was saying, like nothing's really changed. The only thing that kind of just we got a little bit more argumentative about topics that didn't matter, i.e. the Star Wars talk that we're trying to brush under the rug. Which I brought. Caleb has some info that he wants to tell you. By the way, it'll be off camera.
You can tell me whatever
I
he
know.
wants. It doesn't mean it's going to change my mind.
I know.
See,
Nothing will
this
change
is-
your mind.
This
I don't even know the argument.
is what's interesting to me about arguments.
We have an argument about
The
arguments?
end.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
The end goal
Welcome back.
of the argument is to prove your point, right?
I mean,
No.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So
what's it?
No.
So what's it? What is it?
No.
So the end goal
Hold
is to
on.
prove
I'm
a
glad
point.
Michael's back.
No.
I'm glad Michael's
Now.
back.
That is not the end goal of an argument. The end goal of an argument is to get your point across, but
Right.
not prove yourself correct.
Right, to
Because
get-
if the other person's correct,
to-
the end goal is to come to a mutual understanding in the
Yeah.
argument.
Right.
Not just your point of view, but also the
I know,
other
but
person's point of
the-
view, and come
The
and
reason
talk it out. Not
reason-
just
This is my favorite episode.
the reason
so far.
somebody is frustrated
and
is because
scene. Okay, we're done, right?
they want to
That's
get
it?
somebody's point across. Anyways,
Ugh.
the end result for him showing me data is for me to just go, oh, okay. I mean, that's not like. I mean, really, that if you're just gonna end things like that, then we could just skip the conversation altogether.
I mean, I'm not ending it. I know how you are when it comes to an argument.
yeah.
I've downloaded the data in terms of how to circumvent getting angry with you sometimes, and yet you are like Skynet, and you develop new ways to make me progressively more angry.
Oh
I
no!
was just
See,
gonna say file
here's
not found.
here's
Yeah.
here's the thing about my Skynet is you're on the basic level,
No.
and I just kind of go through all the other areas. We haven't even gotten to the mid level Skynet part.
That's scary, dude. I don't like that being an option.
Anyways, how's everybody doing? What's going on? What do we want to talk about this week?
I mean, it depends. I mean, first off, I guess the biggest thing that's came out, I mean, you could talk about Joker. I haven't seen it, but I've gone above and beyond to throw myself into the spoiler pool about it because I just don't care by this point.
See, we're gonna see that today,
Okay.
and I want to see it. Great reviews on it on everybody, unless you're, I don't know. Well, there's certain people that are pissed off at the movie, and there's a whole bunch of people that are just like, it's great, it's amazing, and it seems for all different reasons all over the place.
It's all basically the same reason. It's the same people that are mad that oh, this is another Joker origin story, but it's not this or it's not that. But it's like,
So when it comes to Joker,
Just so you know, Nate talks a lot more lately.
I shouldn't have left.
when it comes to Joker, The four that come to my mind are obviously.
Hold on, are his stories any better?
No, they're not.
Wait, which stories are we talking about?
The ones that don't have an ending.
Oh, you're
Do they
talking
have
about.
endings yet?
We've gotten to the
Are you talking-
conclusion sometimes.
Are you talking about Michael Bay or Nate's stories?
No, Michael Bay at least has explosions.
Yeah,
That's
well,
true.
no, last week
Nate doesn't really have any explosions.
last week we had a
Explosions. I can do it fireworks,
conversation. Last week we had a conversation where
Insert
Yeah.
explosion here.
yeah we had Nate explain to us why he wanted to become a cop. I don't remember the ending to that story. I don't even remember if it has an ending.
I can say that
But
Well,
we
the
got
ending's
to
probably he
That's
didn't
what I-
become a cop.
probably
That
Because
is
he's
the
not a
ending.
cop.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I think me and Dave were being terrible people because then we were like,
I don't think so.
well, of course you don't. We were circumventing the entire topic by talking about which superpowers we want to have and
Oh.
how malicious we can get with it.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to the podcast.
That's
enough.
because it came out on Friday. Didn't it come out on Friday?
Yeah, that's my bad. We changed it from Friday to Wednesday because it would work better for people, but work has been destroying me as of recent, so I just completely forgot. I was like, I like Tuesday. I was like, cool, yeah, I got it ready and set to go, and then Wednesday came, Thursday I was sick, Friday came. I'm like, whoops. So, yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah, it happens. I'm only human.
Nate, do you remember what you were talking about?
Yeah, the four Jokers. So Jack Nicholson, right?
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson. Got it.
Heath Ledger,
Heath Ledger.
the guy from the Suicide Squad.
Jared
Joker.
It's
Leto.
not his old movie,
Joaquin
but
Phoenix?
he was a Joker.
No, it's not.
Joaquin Phoenix, right?
That's it.
Right? From the Suicide Squad?
No, it's not Joaquin Phoenix.
Are you sure?
Not.
Well, Xavier just said it wasn't, so yeah, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It's
No,
not.
it's not Joaquin
It's
Phoenix.
Jared Leto.
It's Joaquin Phoenix.
It's not
No,
because
and then
Jared
the
Leto.
Joker that just
Jared-
came out.
Jared Leto
Joaquin
legitimately.
Good
not,
job, Nate. You pushed through it. Yes, it is.
So there's
Jared
It's
Leto.
actually the
Joaquin
five.
the
Phoenix.
first.
Five of
What was the
Mark
four
Hamill.
then? Like,
Caesar Romero.
Mark
Caesar
Hamill is
Romero.
just voice of Joker.
Who's
Yeah,
Caesar
but he's the
Romero?
best Joker.
Caesar Romero, who's the
Yeah.
original. He's from the original Batman.
he's
Biff.
from the 60s
yeah, okay,
Batman.
I'm not talking
then,
about those ones. I'm just.
but it counts.
He's-
If you talk to anybody about that now, they will bring in Caesar Romero. The only person that they actually leave
I'm
out.
just talking about the ones that I've seen.
I know, I get that, but I'm just saying.
So
the only
okay, if
person-
you've seen that one, how does he? So how does it?
He's
explain
like
that
one of the
he's
best
become-
Jokers.
How does it explain that he becomes a Joker though?
You're never gonna get a proper Joker origin story.
Well, no, I'm just saying there's two ways. There's two movies that have him. I believe it's like acid or something. They fall at like don't
He falls into the Ace chemical vat. Yeah, and Jared Leto.
chemicals, right?
Yeah, but
Jared Leto's is just
Jared Leto was already him, and
Yeah.
he dumped Harley Quinn
Yeah.
into it,
yeah.
and then he just went in.
Yeah, he decided
got her
to
out.
skydive off of it. The thing is that there's been like portrayals of it where there's Jack Nicholson, Caesar Romero, and then you have Dark Knight Joker. I forget.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. It goes the gangster, it goes the trickster, and it goes the psychopath. Those are like the three main archetypes. And now since Joaquin Phoenix has come in, they've changed the psychopath to the anarchist, and then they've given the Joaquin Phoenix character like the troubled one, and then we kind of just take Jared Leto
troubled and
and
psycho.
and then they put him in the trash, and then Jared Leto cries about it because people are treating him badly and he does not know how to take it.
Aw.
Yeah, I heard he's quite upset about
Yeah,
it.
he's massively butthurt.
He can get over it. But I actually really liked him as the Joker. So
I would like to
There
see
you
him
go.
do more.
I
but-
would have liked to see you do more. I actually liked you as the Joker. But unfortunately, you were in the Suicide Squad.
which they're making another one of.
Yeah.
And John Cena's going to be in it. I don't know how that's going to work. But
But
that's
you
a thing.
can't see him in the movie.
I'm just going to hit stop.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
So
That'd be great if he's playing like an invisible character.
he's playing some douchebag character. I forget his name.
He always plays like the army guy.
It's not. I don't think it's an army guy. Anyways, Nate, continue what you're
So,
saying. I'm sorry for
I
interrupting.
honestly thought that you saw it already.
No,
So
I really want to see it, but it just did not work out with life.
Ruin it for him.
okay.
I can't do it.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Oh my
No,
god. Karma. Do
I
it.
honestly
Karma wants
thought-
you to do it.
overall
You can't ruin a movie for me.
it was a pretty great movie.
I could
And
ruin it
if
for
he-
you.
If
I
Joaquin
was
Phoenix
sitting right
doesn't,
next to you and just smacking the crap out of you and talking the whole time.
Oh,
Are
that's
you
true.
telling me that wouldn't ruin it?
I mean, well, I can watch it again.
Yeah.
I can leave.
It'd be too long of a commitment for me the first time.
I
so.
know.
if he doesn't win some kind of an award, then I'd be pretty amazed because his
You gotta-
acting is pretty amazing, and he plays crazy almost too well.
Right, but he may not win an award because the people that run the awards are the people that are mad about the movie.
Well,
Why are they mad about the movie?
They're mad because it portrays people with mental illness wrong.
Because everyone's mad about everything.
Yeah, because everybody's mad about everything.
Grr.
If you guys want to know what I think about the human race, go listen to the Hangout with the Boys on the D&D with the Boys podcast. I can't say all the words here, but I got it pretty good across in that last one, so chilling.
Wait, do you know what part of the episode it is? Is it the last episode?
It's the most recent one, yeah.
I haven't
we
kept
were-
up with them.
We were talking about morality and stuff from a video game, and I pretty much gave up on the human race. Like, almost immediately.
Yeah,
It's
you,
like-
you do that.
I do. Well, no, I'm just saying, if Lucifer comes up to me and tells me, yo, you want to be my general, I'm like, I'm not going to say no. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, are we talking about the ones with the horns or like just like a nicely dressed guy? Because that's usually how he shows up, at least in movies and TV shows.
And a really nice dark
Are you talking
suit.
about, like, Lucifer from Lucifer?
I
mean,
think that's who he's
To
referring
be fair, I mean, that dude
Maybe,
is pretty suave. I mean, I'm not gay, but I mean, the dude can swoon. Hey,
Everybody has a line, right?
exactly. If we can be best buds, I can look at you deep in your eyes, but we're not going any farther than that.
Aw. Anyways, Nate.
Yeah.
You were gonna give a review of the movie.
well, I just did.
Oh.
Yeah, he says it's a good one. He
I-
says that.
So there was a couple parts that were kind of, to me, like personally, it was kind of made me cringe a little bit.
Right.
It was hard to watch, but overall, easily an 8.5. And like I said,
8.5.
DC's best movie so far, to be honest.
if he
Like that is part of the Nolanverse.
So better than Wonder Woman? Because I feel like that was the top for DC
What-
before.
Right.
I thought it was Avengers.
Go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
well, I'm just saying, like I would be shocked if he doesn't win some sort of award.
Did you
The
see
movie doesn't have to
oh.
win an award, but he, as
So,
portraying and acting.
so you give the movie an 8, and you say he should win an award.
yes,
Okay. Got it.
Well, no, okay. I feel like what he's saying is, you give the movie that overall rating, but you would give him personally a higher rating than an 8.5,
That's what
or
I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
yeah.
no? But you
That
didn't
wasn't-
ask. You
didn't
just you worded it in a way that was confusing.
Yes.
Well, that's never happened before.
I know. I'm shocked. Anyway, so moving on past my
Yes.
shock.
Yeah, but no, I think it's going to be higher rated than Wonder Woman, simply because of the fact that the Joker is such a what's the word I'm looking for? Like such a big character in the DC universe, especially connected to the biggest DC superhero. Like you have Supes,
Superman.
right? But Batman is what people are going to go to because everybody in this universe is now an edgelord. The people that are high-fiving Superman are the true Americans, as it were. Red, white, blue, American glory, jump 10-story buildings, all that jazz.
Captain America.
Exactly. But
Joaquin Phoenix.
He plays everybody.
I mean, he played
Not on camera,
Superboy back in the day, so. Anyways, but no, I think it's gonna be better because people nowadays are just so more drawn to the Joker and his character, especially because of Heath Ledger, and it's like, oh, we gotta get another one because Jared Leto, and everybody didn't like it, so it's like we gotta get him back on that crazy train. I just think that From what I've heard, like you said, it's like the reviews are mostly good, but they're still mixed. But they're mixed because either they didn't like it because of the origin story, or they didn't like it because of certain things that happen in the story, or the portrayal. But all the portrayal people are just those social justice warriors that are like, we can't watch a movie because of my life connected to the story. It's like, it's not about you. It's a story.
Right. That's what drives me crazy. It's a movie.
Yeah, stop making it personal.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Self-absorbed.
I'm not over here watching Avengers Endgame and crying when Tony Stark is gone, and I'm over here. It's like I knew Tony Stark in real life. He looked like my dad. This movie sucks now. No, it's not how that works.
Xavier, you're a monster. Tony
Yeah.
Stark is a saint, and it made me cry.
Nothing makes you cry.
That's true.
Have you guys seen the new box set for all Marvel movies?
No.
It's called the. Oh shoot! Now I'm gonna blank on it. It's a giant box set with 32, either Blu-ray or 4K, depending on when the movie came out. If they had 4K then, it's $540 to pre-order it.
Are you gonna get it?
It's coming in like a box.
I really wish I could.
It's coming in like a book.
Huh?
Well, because there's a Disney one.
What are you doing with your hands?
I asked if it comes in a box.
Yeah, it comes in a
book.
box set.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like this wide.
Is it like a special box set, or is it
Yeah,
just a
no,
box?
no, it's a special edition. They're only coming out with so many, and then they have like deleted scenes that weren't released with the original
Right.
movies in this one, and
You said 34?
32 movies.
32 movies.
Every
You know what
single
I'd
movie
wanted?
from Iron Man 1 to Avengers Endgame.
I would want it in
And it's in order, as they see
Right.
it.
I would want it in a Tony Stark type thing where you kind of move things and like there's a disc in like
Yeah.
the centerpiece.
They have that for
You
the
You could pull it out and maybe all the discs are attached in the inside.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
they have that for the Tony Stark 3 movies. Iron Man 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, if anything, it would be like an Avengers box with the logo
Yeah.
or something like that.
And
Forget
then like
what
it's,
Oh, it's
Something like
Infinity
that.
Saga. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Avengers Infinity Saga.
So you've been gone for a minute, and I think the last time you actually talked about a Marvel movie was specifically on, it was Infinity War, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you watch, I'm assuming you watched Endgame, obviously.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I watched it a few times. I enjoy it. It's a good movie. I think for the people who were left wanting expected too much.
Yeah.
The things that they did for that movie have never been done before. Like all those main characters in one spot, trying to maintain a storyline while giving everyone their screen time
Right.
and not just pandering to the select few. I feel like they did a really good job.
why are you looking at me?
Because you're over here making movements, and I'm like, do I need to move closer in?
No.
You're grabbing the phone. I'm like freaking out.
No, I thought it was really well done. I enjoyed the movie a lot, and I don't know. I feel like it was a good ending to the Infinity Saga, as
Right.
it were.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Anybody else want to ask me any questions? I'm going into stuff here.
Let's see.
I feel like the passing of the torch for Spider-Man was pretty cool.
Right.
It sucks that they're having that whole behind-the-scenes Sony and.
They just finished with that. Like,
Well, they said that he gets one more movie,
I
but
thought it was 2.
He gets
is
two
it,
more
oh, is it
movies.
2? I
He
thought
gets-
it was one more movie and 2 more appearances, such as Avengers.
Oh, yeah. Well, they kind of have to close it on the Sony or the like being part of Marvel side of it, because it's not like how Amazing Spider-Man 2 ended, where Gwen died and Spider-Man's over here just like lassoing the Rhino and stuff like that. But this one's like they ended it with a cliffhanger, and they now gotta you gotta finish that, because otherwise people are gonna be really mad with one company.
Well, I was really looking forward to, how they ended it on the cliffhanger with the Spider-Man solo movie,
Yeah.
where he was kind of stepping into Tony Stark's role,
Right.
just not to be
Tony
Tony Stark,
Stark,
but he
but-
was like kind of, he was taking the forefront of
Right.
the Avengers, so to speak. And I just feel like with that void that Captain America and Iron Man left in the Marvel universe, that he was a good one to step in. Like,
They tried to put Captain Marvel in that spot, but that's not gonna work.
I don't think it's gonna work at all.
No.
And nothing against Captain Marvel. Like,
Or Brie Larson.
No, the movie was good. Her part in Infinity War could have been more. I thought she kind of got gypped on.
They made her seem overpowered, but still get smacked around.
She was overpowered. In the critical moments, she got smacked around. Like, she was really strong, came in, saved the day by blowing up that ship, but then as soon as the moment came where she could have finished it, she got beat to hell, destroyed.
Yeah, right.
And it just wasn't fair to the character. I don't think for you to make her so overpowered but not clutch.
I think they brought her in too early, honestly. Like, in terms of the way the Infinity Saga was in total, that the way that they knew they were going to end it with Tony and Cap, right? But they brought in Captain Marvel, making her seem like this overpowered super beast,
Right.
which she is, I assume, in the comics. Because I mean, I don't read
She's
the comics.
right. Yeah, the strongest Avenger.
Right, but
Well, I guess that.
she legitimately put Thanos to his knees and still lost.
Right, and lost.
Yeah,
That's the
right.
thing. It's like you can't make her indestructible, unstoppable force, and then right at the crucial moment just take all that away
Right.
from her and just
Right,
have her
right.
destroyed.
And at the same time have Captain America put the beat down on Thanos.
Right, and then Iron Man seal the deal.
Right.
You know, which them having Iron
I
Man
did like
seal
how
the
they
deal.
did do that
Yeah.
because it wasn't like Iron Man all of a sudden became indestructible and he got the crap beat out of him
Oh, yeah.
all up until he snapped, right? Like he was stealing the gems while getting the crap kicked out of him.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he became unstoppable and like took him from Thanos while he begged for mercy. Like Thanos thought he was winning right up until the end.
Yeah.
So I did like how they did that. And then the whole Captain America and Thor thing was
good.
it was really good.
That
Like
was
just
good.
the back and forth
Yeah.
while
I
Captain
knew
America
it!
was like reaching a new power level.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool. And to send him off after he achieved that was was a good thing to
Right.
do.
Right.
So I really like how they took those character arcs. The character arc I didn't like was Captain Marvel, because it was just like, if you're not going to make her the one to seal the deal, then don't let her be indestructible up until the moment.
Right.
Like, have her have some limits if you're going to create those limits later.
Not only that, but they also they brought her in the beginning of the movie. They all roll up on Thanos's
Little hut.
hut garden from Dagobah,
Right.
and then she's gone. And she just comes back with a new haircut right in the middle of everything popping off.
Yeah,
Right. I understand, because she did come in and say, you guys aren't the only planet having problems, but you are the only ones with the Avengers. Like,
Right.
there's other places she needed to be.
Right.
I get that, but then she didn't need to be there for the Thanos fight either. That
Yeah,
maybe
not
they
at the end.
No, I mean in the beginning, like that where they cut off his head in the hut.
Yeah.
Like, she played this bit of a role.
Yeah,
it
at
wasn't
least
there.
bring Tony back, explain the situation, then go off, and then come back for the final fight.
Right.
Do you think it would have worked better if they would have established her character more by having her in Avengers earlier and then giving her a reason to go off world and show kind of maybe one movie of her off world doing what she's doing?
I think
Maybe.
for that you would
because-
have had to establish her like back in the end of Age of Ultron, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like,
Is if
because
you would have
they-
if you would have established her earlier on, you would have had a better sense of the character of why she just kind of leaves, and you have Thanos, the biggest enemy that we know of, out there. And it would be better if we knew that there was something else, some other big things out there that are taking her time. Because at this point, you're just like, I get it. All these other worlds need your help. But there is something that's trying to take over and wipe out the entire
Right.
universe.
I didn't understand the timing of his page for Captain Marvel didn't make much sense, because you're looking at, like you said, like Thanos is the greatest threat to the universe that the Avengers have ever seen, right? He's already been there destroying everything. Like, he's collecting the gems one by one, like the time stones or stones.
Suplexes everybody in Wakanda.
Right. But you wait until he gets all of them and snaps before you send the page that you need help. Like, what happens if Captain Marvel is one of the ones that gets turned to dust? Like,
I think that's super weird as well, because like what? Oh, that's because Nick Fury was not in the movie till the snap went off.
to send the page. That was
Right.
his only portion of.
Technically, he's not in that part.
What do you?
Oh, okay, yeah. Because
Huh?
Technically, he is not in that part. He does not send that message.
it's a scroll.
He, at that point, is a scroll.
Because I think it was at the end of one of the Avengers movies. Or
It's the
it
end
was
of the Spider-Man. I say, spoiler. End
Yeah.
of Spider. You can say this now because it's out on DVD.
Yep.
End of Spider-Man, they say that basically since Brie Larson was there, since around, what was it, the 90s or so,
Yeah.
it has not been Nick Fury. It has been a scroll.
Because he's been on
That's
like
a good
the
point.
scroll spaceship, traversing the universe, whatever. And every subsequent version that we've seen of Nick Fury, all the way from Iron Man to that part at the end of Spider-Man: Far From Home, has been a scroll. Him and Maria Hill, which is super weird that they just kind of like
Took those two.
yeah, because that means that he may not have the personal relationship he has with Tony, the relationship that he has with Natasha, even though she's dead. Same with Hawkeye and stuff like that. It's like you have all these relationships that now don't exist. Also, during Winter Soldier, I don't know how strong a Skrull is. I assume that they're pretty damn strong. So in Winter Soldier, when Fury gets like decimated in that truck,
Right.
it's like you were trying so hard to keep up your appearance that you were able to hold. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, because
But yes,
you're right. That makes it
you're-
strange.
Yeah.
your point is correct, though. Why would you wait until like the last second to go, hey, by the way, we need help?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like all the help.
Yeah.
But at the time in the movie, if you remember, he's like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
He's in a different part of the world, but you would think the Avengers would go, hey, by the way, this is going on.
Yeah.
wanna
Just
check
so
in."
you know, he's one stone away for about an hour
because-
of this movie.
But I think by this point, I think by the time Infinity War started popping off, Cap and most of the Avengers that were on his side were seen as fugitives.
Yes.
They
Because of
were,
the initiative. So them trying to get a hold of Nick is like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, but Iron Man, up until the moment of, like, he's working on
Right.
the side of the government like that.
Right, but you got to think about Tony's like mindset on that shit. Apologies for the language.
Well, that's true. He thinks it's him versus the world.
Exactly, because
Or him versus everything
especially
but the
when
world.
he had that vision and his PTSD that he had in Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
specifically of Thanos coming.
That was Age of Ultron.
Was it Age of Ultron?
Yeah, because it was the Scarlet Witch who gave him the
That's
vision.
right, but he was still having a lot of PTSD and like he had to be inside the suit in Iron Man 3.
He was having, from the black hole that he took the missile through.
Yeah.
He was having PTSD from that, but he didn't see all the Avengers dead and
Until-
Thanos sitting on his throne until Age of Ultron.
Right, so like he felt like it was his, not to mention like his guilt over making Ultron.
Right.
And everything. So he had that ideology. It was like, I got to take care of this. This is my problem. I lost my best friend in terms of Cap because he chose some other dude who killed my parents and all this other stuff. And then, Thor being Thor, who was nowhere to be found during that entire fight because he was off, I'm assuming, doing Dark World stuff. Or Ragnarok. No,
It had to have been
It had to
Dark
have been-
World.
it had to have been Ragnarok, wouldn't it? Because after Age of Ultron, then was Civil War, because that's when the Hulk left.
Oh,
And-
right, yeah, so it was Ragnarok.
Right, yeah, so
you're right.
that was the Thor Hulk adventures out in space and stuff like that.
Great movie.
Oh, that's a good movie.
That should be a good
Yeah, but no, yeah, no, that's just like it's all interesting. And then they brought, maybe they should have brought. Okay, so I didn't watch Captain Marvel. The outfits that she wore, because I noticed that it had two different color distinctions in terms of like the suit that she was wearing. Like I guess the first suit was like gray and green or something like that, and then when she turns into Captain Marvel, it was red and blue, which is like I guess her signature colors. Does that have anything to do with the Nova Corps at all, or what affiliation was she a part of?
She was part of the Nova Corps.
Was
and
it
that
part of the Nova Corps?
That was their outfits that they...
So they should have established that in one of the Guardians movies.
You would think.
Well,
Her name
because-
would be floating around at least.
Well, because she had the Nova Corps was present in the first Guardians movie.
Well,
it was
right,
never
but-
explicitly said.
But
Yes, it
in,
Was it?
they were the Nova Corps. Like that was the whole ship's verse. What's his name?
Star-Lord?
Huh?
Star-Lord?
No, Thanos' little errand boy.
Oh, Aaron Boy? Oh, Rodan or something like
Yeah.
that? Rodon?
Yeah, I think it wrote on. But when his ship comes in, he's fighting the Nova Corps. Like
Right.
that's all of them putting up that little barrier that he
you,
just ran.
you haven't
his ship
seen the
through.
movie, so the Captain Marvel character is basically told that she doesn't really have powers. And they have like a power inhibitor on her. So she basically thinks she can barely do anything.
Well, that makes sense. Especially with her power set and how much she can just OHKO the galaxy.
So she's Dark Phoenix.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, if you... I saw a lot of people are going to hate me for this, a film theory or something on YouTube by Matt Pat explaining how, like, if you watch Dark Phoenix, they essentially have the same premise as Captain Marvel, because they bring in the Kree. I think in Dark Phoenix, and the Kree was like a legit one panel thing in the comic books, but they used it because they couldn't use the Skrulls because they were already taken by Marvel.
Yeah, that's...
But the entire premise was exactly the same for the most part.
And now they're all in the same place.
Oh, did Marvel actually get the X-Men finally?
They have
They-
them. Yeah,
they
they just
have-
haven't used it yet.
They were waiting until...
I
Well,
think it was until Dark Phoenix came out. I think that's the last.
yeah, that was
Fox
the last
film.
Fox film. So
Ugh.
now they are going to be into the universe and...
Like everyone hates Disney, but I love the fact that they're bringing it all together.
I mean,
I don't know why people hate Disney.
I don't
Because they
get it either.
give you a lot of good movies. Most movies that are good are Disney movies.
you're right. You're right, and I think that it's possible for the amount of jealousy.
I think it's the main problem is the people who get stuck up in the amount of overload.
Yeah.
Like I will say, like Star Wars films,
Jesus.
when the first one came out, before I had seen it, not the first one, sorry,
You're talking about like the Force Awakens and
yeah, when the Force Awakens came out, before I had seen it, like the first time you sat in the theater and watched the Star Wars pop up and then the story start to scroll, like I had goosebumps, like chills, like here we go, you know, like
it's like the nostalgia.
yeah, but now you see a new Star Wars film coming out and it's like, oh, it must be December again. Like it's just
Right.
it's an overload, you know,
Right.
like
No,
there's
yeah.
just so much that it loses that
That-
power.
yeah.
Like even though The Force Awakens isn't my favorite movie, like the nostalgia, the excitement of a new Star Wars film was there because it had been so long since the last one. Even though the last one was the prequels and we all know how those went.
Revenge of the Sith is all right.
But it's
That's
just
true. That one's not bad.
I think it's more of that, and like now every third movie that comes out is a superhero movie, and that's
Yeah.
because
The
Marvel and the money it follows it. Like you're going to break records if you come out with a Star Wars or a superhero movie.
But at the same time, this is what people want to see.
I love it. I really did.
I really loved seeing a good... Because when I was a kid, I had to deal with, like... When I was, like, 10, I had to deal with, like, the 80s Spider-Man movie, which was so bad, it's literally unwatchable.
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been the Japanese Spider-Man.
No,
This
Japanese...
giant Super Sentai robot.
Spider-Man.
The Japanese
The
Spider-Man is
Argon.
amazing. It's so awesome. I sent out that video the one time where I was like, yes.
I don't think I'd seen Spider-Verse since the last time I was here. That's a great movie.
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I watched it recently. I was like, yeah, this is a good movie.
Yeah,
It's
I
good- it's a
didn't
good
think it'd be
movie.
as good as it was, but I actually I
Yeah.
loved it.
Well,
Like,
I watched something that like went into the. Have you seen Into the Spider-Verse?
I have not.
Do you own
What
the
is-
Blu-ray player?
Blu-ray, yeah.
Okay, I'm
It's
gonna
on Netflix actually too.
Oh,
yeah,
it
it's on
is.
Netflix.
Yeah.
You need
That's
to
a
watch
good one.
it.
That specifically, right, so there's parts in the movie where
You have to, Nate.
Prowler's
I don't
like,
want to see you again.
Ever again.
oh my god, when Prowler's theme plays,
Never,
you know,
ever.
you know, like the sounds, like the sirens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was watching a video where somebody was like saying that like it gave like a hint of danger, and later on after the entire situation happened, because I'm not gonna spoil it for him if he's gonna watch it, when it brings it up to Spider-Man, and he has that, it's showing his progress.
Mm-hmm.
It was an interesting video. That entire movie's just good. Everything from the animation to the dialogue to the voice acting. That's primo stuff.
No, the movie was really good. The problem with the movie is it gave Sony some balls to say,
hey, it did.
Hey, we could do a good Spider-Man movie. And I want to say, I beg to differ.
Yeah, because you've had 5 tries at it before that.
Right. Not including a Venom movie. And we're not even going to talk about the Fantastic Four.
No.
Nobody wants to talk about that. Do they, Sony? Because that is terrible.
Hold on. Let's be real, though. The first 2 original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were not bad. It's when they got full of themselves and they brought in Venom and Sandman and tried setting up this entire Sinister Six over here. And they had Harry Osborn going from "I hate you, Peter Parker" to "Ooh, buddy, best friend, oh pal, God, golly gee, whatever."
Right.
Flying in there, and then he gets destroyed.
And nobody wants to see Tobey Maguire doing that 70s show.
Yeah.
I'm
Nobody
a cool
wanted
Spider-Man
to
now.
see that. And then there was nothing too wrong with the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Yeah, they were kind of.
I actually like them.
I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. He played the quote unquote smart ass character that is Spider-Man, right? You know, I just think that they had that they went too far into the love story with Gwen Stacy,
right?
And it was so hard in the first one. Then they set it up with this whole back and forth in the second one, and then after she died, which is what happens in the comic, by that point they haven't even set up MJ, and it's like, what are you gonna do? You're going to just have MJ be in the third movie and just forget all about Gwen?
Right, just walk in.
Or the third movie is going to be Andrew Garfield is having this problem because he meets MJ, and that's going to be a whole love subplot while he's over here fighting the Sinister Six, but dealing with this, I don't know if I can date Gwen or date MJ because I still have feelings for Gwen even though she's dead. It would have been terrible. I can understand where that plot line would have... It's like, Peter, you belong with MJ. Gwen was never supposed to be. It's what I mean. Granted, there are people that love Gwen Stacy, and I have no issues with that. That's why Spider-Gwen is so hot right now.
Right. So what we're saying is, shut your mouth, Sony. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, you guys just stick to making animated films.
Right.
And I think you'll be golden.
Right.
But notice how your live action ones, you guys are just.
But I'm pretty sure the Sony thing was done because there was a different branch of the whole thing that were just like, hey, we would like to make this movie. Can we make it? Was it really a part of Sony? I don't really think so. I just think that they just put their name on it because they own Spider-Man.
You're talking about Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I haven't looked too deep into it. All I know is that it's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
All I know is anytime Sony actually touches something, it turns like it withers. But if they kind of let another company do their thing, it can do something.
Hey.
But
I'm just saying, let Miles Morales come into the new Spider-Man movies. Got to do it.
That'd be awesome.
He's hot. Yep. He's hot now. People know who he is.
Who is he?
Except for you, because of reasons, I guess.
Speaking of Sony.
Oh my God, when did you get here?
Wait, when did they show up?
He's gonna put like a black block over his face until he says something.
And then it just lifts. He's here.
He's just blurring.
Surprise!
They announced the PlayStation 5.
Don't care till I see it.
Yeah, that's the way I am with the new Xbox they announced too. Don't care till I see
because
it.
here and not.
Oh, that's right. We were going to talk. I wish you were here for the E3 thing.
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
well, because they announced the new Xbox and we were like, they didn't really announce anything. They just said buzzwords.
Well, they said, by the way, this is what we're working on, Project Scarlet. Ta-da. Like, they didn't give any specifics. They didn't really give a date. They said holiday 2021.
We're doing the thing.
PlayStation's 2020.
Yeah,
So
no one cares. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Like, at this point,
Xbox, there's
point,
no loading screens.
It doesn't matter. It like
That's what they said. They kept saying, no loading screens, no loading screens.
I know, but
no
they can
loading
say
screens.
that as much as they want.
He's trying to start the console wars before the consoles even come out.
But they can say all they want until it's actually like the hardware is out there and
Right.
people are playing on it. Like it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
There's so many false promises out there that companies make. Like,
I'm still waiting on some of the promises for the Nintendo.
like there's just
The Power Glove never worked.
there are just so many different things that like buzzwords that people have to say to get the anticipation for whatever they're releasing out that they do it. And that's the annoying part about video games is like it's all about the hype now, and when the game actually comes out, the companies kind of like recede back into their shell. Like they don't back it up, they don't follow through, the updates are slow and they take forever to come out to fix the bugs.
Some companies who do that.
That's true. There are some good companies
because
though.
NetherRealm Software, that do the Mortal Kombat and Injustice video games, they're trying to be consistent. Like at the beginning, there was like this huge debacle about the crypt, which is like essentially the area you go in and get costumes and you get super moves and all that jazz.
Spend in-game cash.
But it was terrible, dude. The grind was real in that. It's like you're here to play the game, to have a character of your own, and then go fight online. Right? And that's what people are doing for it. And the only way you can do that is you go online, you do the challenge towers, you spend a lot of time here. But the grind is so real that it's like, I don't want to do this. And then they're like, okay, we hear you. Patch.
Right.
You know?
Right. And some companies are like that. Like
Square is like that sometimes too.
Gearbox is pretty good about it.
That's something we need to talk about.
What?
Borderlands. We'll go into that.
Oh, I like that. I just played it the other day. Yesterday.
You beat it yet?
No.
Okay.
Nate's played it.
But I played it a lot.
I'm playing it.
Do you want to talk about it next episode?
Yeah, we can talk about it next episode.
How far into this one are we?
We're 41 minutes.
I guess we are kind of close. Huh?
And we got to do with our bet, which I'm winning.
All right.
Am I
So
winning or
finish your
losing?
thought. We'll let them do
How
their
close?
boring thing,
Boring thing.
and then we can continue.
Wow. Football's not
The-
boring.
Yeah, I did.
The well, I mean the thing I was talking about, the new Xbox, the new PlayStation, like they're just gonna keep coming out with newer and newer because the technology is just getting faster and faster and faster. Same way with computer, like the new graphics card comes out, but that
It's like
thing
new graphics, everything.
you go and you
Updates
buy
in
a
a year.
piece for
Computer.
a computer and you just replace it, right?
Yeah.
Like you just swap it out. Like the Xbox, like Project Scorpio was what, a year and a half ago, and now in another year they're going to have a new one. The time difference between the Xbox, the original Xbox, and the 360 was 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's...
So I mean, it's just going to keep getting quicker and quicker, and pretty soon you're going to have new consoles out, like you have Call of Duties, like once a year. They're going to come out. Like an Xbox will come out every other year, and a PlayStation will come out every other year. It'll be once a year.
When is it too much?
Well, they come out with the console. I mean, it's not a new console, but like they'll come out with.
Right, well, that's what they're
Xbox
doing with the
with-
new Xbox. Is everything you have for the Xbox One is going to work on the new Project Scarlet,
Right.
and that's what they're coming. Like when you think about the new Madden, all it is a roster update. Well, the new Xbox is just going to be a hardware update.
Right.
Whereas if you could make parts replaceable, you could just go and buy those parts and swap them out and still have the same casing. But they're going to sell it as a new system, which is going to cost $300 to $500 depending on what's inside of it.
If you're good enough, you could. I mean, it voids warranties and all that stuff, and if it breaks down, obviously.
Well, but they're not meant to work with each other. Like a computer, they release a new graphics card with the idea that it's going to work with the old operating system, with the idea that you're just going to put a new disc in. Well, that's old school, but you're going to download a new game and it's going to work off of the old operating system and the new whatever you have. It's going to make it work to the best of its ability. That's why they have like graphics settings and video settings in game. Right? You don't really
Michael
have
is
that
part of
in-
the PC master race.
No, but he brings up valid points.
No, it is a valid point.
But they don't have that in a system. You can't go in and say, you can say, I want to run 4K or I want to run on HDR or this is my gamma setting. But they don't have the complexity that a computer has.
I want my system to last about 4 to 5 years. That's what I want.
I mean, yeah, you're right, and I agree.
I don't think it's so much about when the new one comes out. Like, I would love if I could take my Xbox One X, right, and swap out the components that are now new for a system.
Right, that would
and
be
then
great.
play the new games to that setting. Or if I don't have the money, I'd like to play the new games and be able to, like, downgrade to mid graphics or whatever, you know, like you can on a computer.
Potato box.
Right. Plug enough potatoes in and power it. But I would love the versatility of being able to
I want to know
change
how many
out parts
potatoes
on
it
my
would take.
Xbox.
10.
10? 10, or can you use lemons as well?
Well, do you have to power the network?
We're
as
not.
well?
We're
'Cause
not.
you-
We're not.
You definitely
heathens
have to
here.
power
we
the
don't
network.
use lemons to power our things.
I mean, you can use lemons.
No, we're not heathens.
I mean,
But I mean
potatoes
that's my
last
point
longer.
on the new system coming out is it sucks that you have to buy it in a completely new
Right.
Yeah, it would
system
be. It
in
would
order
be better
to
if
get the new Xbox.
At least, in I guess the opinion, like in terms of the range of the consoles coming out, because like the PS4 came out what 2015, even before that 2014,
Yeah.
something like that. And
As long as you don't count the Pro as a new system.
because it's not really. It's just okay. So
It's
we see
just
this and we
4K.
can update, and you can play 4K. You can do this,
Right.
that, and the third. It's like it's just. I get it. The hardware is a bit better, and at least some places in terms of like trading it in to do it, at least they'll give you credit towards that, so it's cheaper.
But my point being that you can't just make a basic component swap to upgrade your PlayStation to a PlayStation
Not
Pro.
legally, probably, but
Right,
you know.
true. But without voiding the warranty, you can't do it.
right. But I mean, by that point, if you already know what you're doing with that type of hardware, and it's like voiding the warranty is not going to even be a problem because like you can probably just fix it yourself.
Right, but on a computer, like I could just open it up and swap them
Right.
out, and it's done.
And I
Yeah.
think that's what makes like computers so much more versatile. But in terms of like a console, because I mean, people that can't afford consoles versus the PC, people can build their PC, but they don't know what they're doing. Versus this is the package right here.
Right.
It's easier.
I would just
It's
say.
fast food versus like cooking your own food.
I would just say, if you do the swap out thing, I get it. It would be nice. Public is too stupid for it.
Yeah.
And I also think that a lot of
I'm too
times,
stupid for it.
swapping out the video card costs me almost as much as buying the system.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's where it is. It's
Yeah.
simplicity and the money.
So, because if I go out and buy a new video card for my computer, which I need, it's going to cost me about what a new Xbox was going to cost me. Around. It depends on which one. I can choose.
If you're starting from nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're selling your old one, no. But the computers have much more resale value. Like computer components have much more resale value than, hey, do you want to buy my Xbox One S? Because the Scarlet's coming out. Like, no one wants to buy the One S for $200 when you could buy the Scarlet for $350 or whatever.
Right.
Because it's so obsolete at that point. Like
Yeah, but I think what I think it's actually going to work out is that you at least got to give the new consoles a year or two in terms of like release date to when things are actually going to start popping off in terms of games, because when the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, there was just problems all over the place, and of course there's going to be problems. You got the connectivity issues. Certain games are on certain consoles, which by this point is like it doesn't even matter. Everything's multi-plat anyway, and they're doing
nowadays.
they're doing like crossplay on most games as well, but it's like in terms of the frequency of,
Which is actually insanely stupid, by the way.
cross-plat.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I like the idea, but there's such a huge difference between keyboard and mouse and controller.
Oh,
like when you're
absolutely.
playing like shooters or something like that. Like if you're playing on a controller, you're getting decimated by the keyboard and mouse. There's such a. It's not even like a. It is a skill gap because you have to be used to playing on a keyboard and mouse.
Right.
But like point and click on a person's head is so much easier than like moving the right joystick to get that crosshair
Right.
on the person.
Right.
It's just
But
it's
I think that the way that they can combat that is that I know at least for the PS4, you can hook up a keyboard and mouse, and I think you can change the settings to effectively be in the same thing. So I think it's just more of the graphical settings of who has the better hardware.
Yeah, I have a friend that uses a keyboard and mouse for his Xbox.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I just it's like it's that's the thing. But then it's like my PC is better, my graphics are better, my frame rate is way better than your locked 60 or locked 30.
right.
And then that's what it comes down to. Anyways, you guys want to do your football thing, I guess? I'll sit here and fall asleep.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep. So as of right now,
Hold
last
on,
week.
do a jingle.
Oh,
Put it in post, me. I probably won't.
jingle,
put it in
jingle,
post.
jingle, jingle.
It's just gonna be you saying that. Okay, go ahead.
All right, go ahead. We
It's
tried.
gonna be like a graphic in Microsoft Paint.
Drawing it out. Football bet.
I can probably get Ryan to do something funny.
No, that's
No, you
copyrighted.
can't steal that. Great. Thanks,
Alright,
Nate. Now
thanks.
we're all broke.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. I've been broke.
So-
Suck it, government.
I don't have a job, so I'm pretty broke.
So this
Stupid
week-
school.
Damn education.
Hey,
No, no.
hey,
Wait,
get
week
to
5.
it.
Week 5, David, you went 8-7.
Yeah.
I went 6-9.
Yeah, 6
For
to
overall,
9.
David 32-30. I'm 33-29, so I'm up by 1. And as of right now, the Monday night game, or Thursday night game.
What are you doing? What are you doing with this piece of paper? Like you're covering your entire face.
No, I'm not. Actually,
No,
I can see
fine.
right now.
Yeah,
It's
fine.
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 As
We
of
get
right
higher
now,
ratings when he does.
we're both 1-0
It's true.
for this last
Still
week.
trying to figure out where we got like 300.
We're both 1-0.
listens.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
every other one's been like 20.
Saudi Arabia?
Probably.
I don't know.
Week 7, Kansas City, Denver.
It's because he put nude in.
Which
there.
are you going?
No, that's the one that didn't get it.
Oh, really?
Wait, what?
I'm trying to figure out where our listens are coming from because they haven't been showing up recently. That's something we can talk about off camera.
Yeah, I
Kansas
was
City,
wondering
Denver.
about that.
It's because I've been gone so long.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
People miss me.
The ones that have gotten the most listens is the ones where David's not on it.
That makes sense.
Kansas City, Denver.
Which are you going with?
Wait, Kansas City's playing Houston this week.
This is week 7.
It's week 7.
Oh, right, because, yeah, okay, my bad. I forgot we're in the future.
Yeah, we're in the past.
Future.
No, we're talking about the future.
We're talking about
The
the future,
rapper?
but we're in the past.
Stop it, both of you, right now.
Kansas City, Denver.
How good is Denver this year?
Terrible.
Okay, Kansas City.
Kansas City. Baltimore, Seattle.
You want me to pick for you?
No.
Seattle.
Shut up,
Oh, that'd be
Michael.
interesting. That'd be
Say
super
Seattle.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Baltimore.
Okay.
Philadelphia, Dallas.
Just waiting for my instructions.
He's not saying anything.
Well, you know he's going to pick Dallas, so it depends on if you want to go against him or not.
Wait, which were the teams?
Philadelphia, Dallas.
And wow, see, it's hard to go against West Philadelphia.
Born
Born
and
and raised near the playground. It's where he spent most of his days.
This is your fault. You decided to do this bet with him.
I'm going to go with Philadelphia because Dallas is a terrible team run by terrible owners with...
Their quarterback's
Caught
an
on
idiot.
screen, Nate swings at Dave.
Highest views ever.
The Los Angeles Rams.
You think it was big when David was off, when he gets his ass kicked on camera.
Los Angeles Rams.
We would get views for that. We could turn that into, like, if you do, like, one of those
Fight
loop
Club.
Yeah.
videos where you just
I
get...
don't talk about it.
Anyways, what? I don't know what you're saying.
Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Alt.
What's alt?
Atlanta.
Oh my,
Oh my God.
Jesus.
We
What-
just-
First of all,
Atlanta.
never pick Atlanta. They're terrible
Oh,
this
fine.
Isn't
year.
that your favorite
No,
team?
that's-
Yeah,
Rams.
but they are
Nope.
awful.
I feel
Miami
like
Bills.
Arizona.
Huh?
Miami Bills.
Um,
Both crappy teams.
No, they're not. The Bills are in first place.
the Bills.
Tied for first place.
Are they undefeated?
No, they're not. They're in second now because the Patriots won and they lost. But they were both
Patriots are a
undefeated
team.
until... no, they're an
Jacksonville,
organization.
Jacksonville.
Over Cincinnati, good pick, David.
Thanks.
Minnesota, Detroit.
Minnesota.
No, Detroit.
I like Lions better.
Oakland,
I do too.
Green Bay.
Usually I go with Detroit because it's the hometown.
Oakland, Green Bay.
Which one?
That explains so much about your character.
Green Bay.
Okay, you have to be careful. You know he could be messing with you.
So,
Houston,
He has a better chance
Indianapolis.
at me messing with
Houston,
them.
Indianapolis.
Houston. The top one.
Yeah, that's Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
No, I mean on the next one. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you don't want the top one.
Arizona and the Giants.
Actually, that's a good game.
Arizona.
That'd be fun to watch.
What did I tell you?
I think I'm gonna
Don't
go.
ever pick Arizona.
I'm gonna go Indianapolis.
They have one good player.
Who?
Is Fitzgerald still on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only good player on that team.
Murray's pretty good. their quarterback.
Did you say Tyler
No,
Perry?
they got a new
Kyler
quarterback.
Murray.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, that's him.
That's funny.
Okay.
I thought you said
Because
Tyler
they had, I
Perry.
think last season or the season before that, they
Nate, are you gonna
they lost their
continue?
quarterback and they had a
Giants.
stand-in.
They had,
San
they
Francisco,
had
Washington.
Rosen, and he got
Washington.
hurt, and now he's been
San Francisco.
traded to the Dolphins.
Chargers, Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah, because they picked a quarterback
I'm
first
gonna
overall.
Charge
Kyler Murray.
Tennessee. I'm gonna judge Chargers.
Do they actually pass anybody but Fitzgerald now?
Tennessee. New Orleans.
Kirk is
Chicago.
pretty good.
Chicago.
There's a reason that they only have
New
one
Orleans.
win, and they're at the bottom of the
New England Jets.
New England. No, it's the New England Patriots, you idiot.
Is it?
Michael's got a point. I'm not even sure if you know what you're doing.
You need to pick New England.
No, here's the thing.
No, you
How is
have
your
to pick
guys'
New England.
league going, by the way, before he answers this?
How's what?
Aren't you guys doing a Madden league?
Oh yeah. Ooh, want to talk about last night's game, Nate?
Hold on. Finish this, then talk about it.
Dang it. No, I don't want to talk about last night's game.
Good news. We still have a little bit of time, so we're going to talk about it.
All right.
So, yeah. Go
No,
ahead.
New
Well,
England
he
Jets.
picks New England. He picks New
No,
England.
I gotta hear him say it.
Say New England.
Jets.
New England.
Thank you. You
Jets.
can't pick the Jets.
Okay.
No.
No,
Is that
Nate,
it?
you should pick the Jets.
Sorry.
Well, what's
Sorry.
what?
We'll do week 8 on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
too.
Talk about your game.
Yeah.
I'm curious now.
Well, Nate can't talk because he didn't score. So,
Yeah, I did not score.
Did you
at
up
all.
against him?
yeah.
Damn. Where's your defense?
No,
Non-existent?
so my defense.
Did you choose a Squirrel Girl like outfit? Is that what you did for like your defense this year?
So what team were you playing?
Well, okay,
So
so
what we did.
Oh wait, you guys
was
have
a
your own
fantasy
personal
draft.
teams, right.
we did a fantasy draft, so we don't really have a team. It was the New York Giants versus the Chicago Bears, but that's all
So
it
this
has.
isn't like the actual Madden game. This is your guys' actual.
We went in
fantasy
and like
football league.
everyone was a free agent. All 32 teams had a pick. We went through 60 something rounds of picking players, and so it's a completely new roster. Like it has nothing to do with real life,
Right.
except for our teams. And even then, all of us are relocating to new cities next year. So even it's just gonna be a
Yeah.
Is this in the game?
in the game. Yeah,
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
be in Portland.
yeah. I'm gonna be in Mexico City Diablos instead of the New York
You do that
Giants.
every year.
I do it every year.
Every year.
Nice.
It's
You've done
fun.
it like the last 3 times we played.
You got to get the.
I make people come down below the border. It's my advantage.
That's so good.
So how'd the game go for you, Nate? We're going live to the owner of the Chicago Bears. How was it to get blown out by a team that is struggling, the New York Giants?
I'm not sure if you said that right. Nate, how is it being blown out by
Damn, how do you make it worse?
by
So, okay, my
Wow.
Nate's quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, who is an NFL starter now because Drew Brees is hurt for the New Orleans Saints, is actually doing pretty well. But before the season started, he was a backup, and Nate drafted him to start for his team. He
So,
did absolutely
let's-
terrible.
Let's just start.
And
let's
my
just
defense
start,
wrecked him.
Let's just start out by saying that it was pretty hard to draft.
Yeah.
Like the computer was all over the place picking
Why
their
did you
teams,
say it
right?
like that? Yeah.
Okay,
Well, no,
but
'cause-
we all
because
had
you
to
couldn't-
draft,
we all-
so it's not like you
No, I
had a
know.
disadvantage.
No, I'm just saying, but it's like you.
Nate, did you
wanna
not
draft
show
this-
up and you just got whatever was
You
left
got auto
over?
drafted.
Auto drafted.
Oh boy.
His team probably would have been better.
No, but like
Damn.
No, I'm just kidding. His team,
either
your team
have-
was good, but you
Your players just suck.
you didn't have an offensive line, which is the key point of an
And that's the
entire
thing that sucks
thing.
is that I went. What did I do? I went. I think my first overall pick was
You
Nick
went-
Bosa.
Yeah.
So that was my first overall pick, and then I literally went from left tackle to right tackle, and just picked best available, as long as they were, not
See,
going to
that's
be.
what I did, but my line's better.
Well, you also had a higher pick than I did.
No, I didn't. I was 29th.
Oh, dang.
How many people do you have in your league?
We have 8.
Yeah, there's 8.
Okay.
So there's 8 users.
Yeah,
Okay.
eight users. We have 2 in 4 different divisions. So there's a lot of user games that happen
Okay.
to keep it interesting.
Right. So,
And
I think
I
8
was-
is the maximum we could
question.
handle. What's your
Playing-
question? Why did Nate score 0 points?
no. See, that's your question.
No.
Didn't you win like some money
He won $1,000.
Based off of a football thing, right?
Yeah.
He won his league.
Fantasy football.
Yeah, that's fantasy football. That's like based on real life. You pick people.
Oh, so this is the game that you played, and you're just telling me that you're bad at the game.
Yeah, he's bad at Madden.
I'm bad at Madden. This is where that rage. His daughter was in the background, so I didn't want to. And
Did he rage quit on you?
No, he didn't rage
my wife
quit.
just got home, so I didn't really want to rage too much. I was about to.
All right, so
I was close.
So
There was a
how
couple-
do you feel about that game? Like, just give me a quick sentence. We gotta end this one.
And it's okay to end it with crying.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm not gonna cry.
I mean, we're
My
not going to
team
look
didn't
down
do
at you.
anything.
I might.
I'm
It's just
definitely going
crazy.
to.
I was expecting
Oh.
him to throw Hail Marys because he has like 2 of the fastest receivers. So I was expecting him to just plant bombs.
Right.
And I think you probably 80% of the time.
So
you're running the ball.
your forecast game
I
was
run a
weak.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did.
I do it on purpose.
I did watch the game that he was playing because one of the other users, he played before our game.
Who's like the creator of the league. I played him, commissioner. Thank you.
He streamed it, so I was watching it, and literally the first play, you bombed it to T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
Or not T.Y. Hilton.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Oh, so you had one strategy for one game and you switched it up on him in the next game.
I like to run
Well,
a
no,
lot,
because
but when
he
I
did
play
run.
I play this particular person a lot. The guy who runs the league, like he's a good friend. We play Madden versus each other a lot. Like I get psyched out and I play different versus him than I do everyone else.
Okay.
Just because he's in
So
my head.
you got tripped up over the.
But so for the most part, I was playing because I knew that he had.
Were you playing
Those two
Nate? Because
receivers.
it doesn't sound like it.
I knew that he had those 2 receivers, so I was playing more of a pass defense.
But I like to run a lot.
It just takes that one play. Like you start to bring your guys up, and with those 2 fast guys, if he tells them to streak, they're running past your guys.
Yeah.
So I'm not. It's not
Which
like
I did.
was
I did a
trying-
couple times or something. Like I got long.
So how long are the quarters? Is it like a full
6
long?
We're
6 minutes.
bumping it up to 7 minutes, but yeah, it's at 6 minutes right
So it's
now.
like a real game.
It takes about an hour to do a full game, almost.
Okay.
About an hour to do a full
Okay.
game.
What was the final score? Put graphics here, me.
I think it was
31-0.
31-0. That's what I was gonna say.
That was a pretty close game.
Permission to cuss.
I scored
Damn.
7 points in the first, second, and third
I think
quarter, and
Dan's
then
fine.
the rest.
Okay,
of the
yeah, because I almost said the other one.
I scored 7, 7, 7, and 10 in the fourth.
Oh boy. So when do you guys play each other again?
And which
We
part?
probably won't for a while.
It'll be probably next season if we play.
Which part did you want to leave the controller or throw it through the TV?
He was about the third quarter.
It was the part. It was the part where I threw.
Were you guys able to talk to each other?
We
yeah, we were
talked.
in a party shot. I threw a.
Yeah,
Um,
there was a lot of silence near the end of the game. I don't know
Well,
why.
because at that point I was just like, "There's no way I'm coming back," so it's just whatever.
There's a lot of silence and
So-
some
so-
I was
crying.
able, so I was able
He
to
said
run the ball.
that she brought home a baby, so
So
I was
you
able to run the
stop.
ball. I could not pass the ball. I think I had 2 interceptions.
3.
There was one.
Just the stats are there.
Yeah.
You gotta send me the info.
There was
I want to watch the
a
game.
route where I threw to my tight end,
Ooh, and he drop kicked the ball.
and he caught it, got hit, fumbled it, and as he was
He didn't
falling,
get hit. He got laid out.
was
And
like-
as he was
it was
getting
like
laid out,
catch,
the ball came loose,
hit,
and
stand.
his leg came forward, and he kicked the ball, and one of my guys caught it and ran with it.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole thing. It was
So,
awesome.
Final thoughts.
I don't want to play this guy again.
All right. Thank you for joining the Nailed It podcast.
We've been us.
We have been us.
and Michael's back.